I applied to Cambridge because in my mind it's always been, it's kind of romantic to say, the seat of all learning. As a child, I grew up on British poetry and stories, and my major was British literature. And so that was sort of the pinnacle university for me. And I visited there as a student at a Shakespeare Institute, and I had a fantastic time. I learned so much, and the professors were so warm and welcoming and supportive that when the program opened up for the MST and I had the opportunity to apply, it was really a dream come true. As an American student at a university like Cambridge, it was certainly challenging. Not only in my writing did I have to adapt to the language difference, which there is one, honestly, when you're writing, but I learned so much about the differences in the educational systems. And what was fascinating is we also had members from other countries as well, including Germany, France, and Turkey. And so we learned so much, I think, from each other that it's had a huge impact on really my understanding of education and what I value and what I want to change in my own system. Also, the faculty was extremely supportive. They are there to help you and support you and toss back ideas to you and help you in your writing process. So I grew as a writer and a researcher, and I'm definitely a better editor than I was before. I've been an eternal student, really, and I think I always will be, because I've discovered that I'm a better teacher when I am a student, because I think you're operating with the mindset of both. And as a researcher as well, you kind of threefold have an impact on your decisions that you make as an educator and how you interact with your students. My research project was specifically geared towards my students, which are rural Texas students. And so I was able to take a look at all the different ways to teach global perspectives to my students and research project-based learning, research collaborative learning, and how I would assess that and combine all of those things into a program for my students. So it directly impacted how I teach, how my project went, and it went magnificently well. And so as a result, I'm able to present my findings at conferences, both at the state and national level in the next year. And then also I can move on to university study, teaching actually. So I'm teaching college level courses now, and I hope to teach at the university level in the future. Prioritize. Learn to say no to all of the extra things that good teachers are weighed down with. When you're a good, hardworking teacher who is conscientious, they naturally tend to ask you to do things because they know how capable you are. And so for these 2 years, you're going to have to learn to say no. You need the support of your family, and they need to be aware of the time constraints that you're going to have and just be flexible and willing to work with you. You're going to have to set aside specific time, scheduled time to research, to write, and then allow yourself the time that you need to let it sit and rest and revisit it later so that you can kind of let those ideas simmer and come back and edit and rewrite and revisit. But don't be afraid to talk to your classmates for support. They're so encouraging. Your faculty, supervisors, and professors will be there to help you too. They also bring in experts for you to learn from, and they will answer questions too. So there's so much out there to support you. You just have to be able to ask for it. And then finally, you need to manage your time as best as you can. But then one thing a professor said to me on the first day that I think was so helpful, he said, you're here for a reason. We know who you are, and we've invited you to be here because we believe in you and we know that you're going to be successful. So as overwhelming as it is to walk through the streets of Cambridge, to walk into those doors and think this is the University of Cambridge, they've invited you there for a reason because they know that you're going to be successful. It's so hard for an English teacher to decide on one word, but if I had to pick one, this might be a little tired, but I would pick Kilimanjaro, because to me that's what it was. It was a mental Kilimanjaro. When I was first accepted, my father congratulated me and he said, well, now the hard work begins. And he was right. And the metaphor applies. It is an absolute journey. You need a team of support to help you. There will be times where you move back a little bit to then move forward. but it's worth it. And that last little jog up to the top is tough. Your dissertation year will be a challenge, and it's kind of left up to you. And but it's worth it. Reaching the top is just such an achievement. It's something you can be proud of for your entire life. And that success that you feel once you get there is worth every single page rewritten and time spent.